Hello everyone, I'm Viomesh Singh from Geeks, and in this video we are going to discuss how Geeks play a role in engineering student placement, specifically for software field. So today we have Suprit with us. Suprit, welcome to Geeks.
Thank you so much, Viomesh. Thank you for having me here. So, it's actually very good to be talking with a platform that helped me so much in my placements, in my engineering, in my all my coding journey I had. So, I am proud right now and very happy and excited to be here to be talking to you and interacting with the Geeks for Geeks team. So, thank you for inviting me here.
So it's our pleasure. And could you please introduce yourself to our audience first of all?
Yeah, sure. Sure. As you all know, myself, Suprit Buchke, and I am a software engineer one at PayPal, Bengaluru. And I graduated in 2020 from BITS Pilani as an electrical and electronics engineer. And yeah, so apart from that, as my hobby, recently, an year back, I also taught students for JEE Mains and BITSAT. You might have seen me. I have a channel 10Q Challenge where I teach students for competitive exams and prepare them. So, Bits Pilani, Geeks for Geeks, and everyone has played an important role in my journey, right? So, I thought, why not? I should share this everything with the students. So, yes, that was the purpose of starting the channel and just a hobby sort of. So, yes, that's about me.
So guys, we will discuss Suprit's journey of whole BTech from very first year to final year till he placed. So you can realize that what you are going to face in your college and how do you prepare yourself to crack a company like PayPal. Specifically, many of you are confused. What should we do? And you should take all his advice because he was not even from the computer science. Still, he was able to crack one of the most acclaimed software company. So let's start. So students are very confused in their first year. So how did you start? And even though it is common for everyone, so were you good in the programming at that time, or how was your journey in your BTech first year?
Yes, thank you for this appreciation, Vyomesh. So yes, to start with, many students can relate to me. Ki in 11th and 12th, what they do is ki they focus completely on getting a good college, mostly on physics, chemistry, maths, and they dedicate all their last 3-4 years from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th for getting into a good college. And when I came to my first year, I then saw ki what happened in the last 2 years I just studied, and now I see people around me who are skilled in so many things. They cracked BitSat, they cracked everything, but they're also skilled in so many things. So I thought in my first year, what should I do, what should I learn? So I had no background of coding or anything or any special skills when I joined college. So now I saw people that they are good. Some people are good in web development, some people are good in app development, and I was also fascinated how they develop so good apps and share it with everyone. So I also thought of starting chalo, let's give it a try and see how it turns out to be. So as you all know, whenever you Google something as a newbie, as a fresher, you'll get Geeks for Geeks only at the top of the page. So I thought, chalo, let's start with the basics of HTML, CSS. I learned it. I'll start designing some web pages. So I Googled and I got Geeks for Geeks as my top platform. And I started studying basics and also that's how it started in my first year, how I knew nothing about competitive and how I started gaining some knowledge about the basics using Geeks for Geeks and all the theories and all the illustrations and everything. Geeks for Geeks is a complete package, you all know, right? If you don't understand anything in theory, you get videos for that. So that is the thing. That's how it started in my first year. I wanted to get into clubs and all who did these sort of things. So yeah, that's how it started.
So guys, as Suprit rightly mentioned that many of us just study physics, chemistry, math, and we are not very comfortable with computer programming languages. So for them, we are launching a contest on 7th of August. First step to DSA. and that is the scholarship test. We are going to provide free classes for top 20 students. So you can participate in that contest, and link in the description. So all the school student can participate there, and I hope it will be benefited for you because it's totally free, and you will get to learn Python and DSA from the Geek for Geeks mentor. So I think Suprit will agree with me that it would be great
Yeah,
step for everyone.
sure. I'll definitely agree because many people like me feel in my first year that you should have learned something when you are about to come to college, or just like some extracurricular coding thing you have to learn from 11th, 12th, and 12th. Now, these days, like every student has to be efficient in at least some coding thing. So it would be great to do the contest and participate, so that right from your starting of your career from 11th and 12th itself, you can get a knowledge. And to be honest, I have passed 4 years in the college, and now I feel ki it would have been much better and easier for me if I would have learned coding and started some development in my initial 11th, 12th, and I would say 9th, 10th also. So yes, do
So,
subscribe, do participate in the contest as
so
Vyomesh
based
mentioned.
on your whatever we have discussed, how would you feel if in your 9 10 we provide that course to you and that too for free?
Uh, Definitely, I would be glad to, because in 9th and 10, obviously 9th, 10 students are like 15, 16 years of age. At that time, they don't realize the importance ki how just starting from that class itself would shape their future in the future. That time they won't realize. But I personally, from my experience, would recommend them ki just subscribe. Even if you don't get 100% of it, you get 50% of it, 60% of the knowledge, then also it's good. But whenever you start your actual competitive journey or a placement journey, it would be very helpful for you guys. So yes, do participate in that challenge.
Okay. So as soon as you enter the college, you have learned HTML and CSS from Geeks for Geeks, and maybe you were taking help from your seniors as well. So
Yes.
as soon as we go in the colleges now, there are so many clubs. Fine. And 11, 12, we were totally focused in physics, chemistry, math. We know them. But in college, everyone want to participate in those clubs, right? So
Yes.
did just you enter the college and participated in a club, or what was happened? Did you participate in a
Yes.
coding club or dance club, or what did you do?
Yeah. So this is an interesting story. So like I am from a background where parents and everyone focuses only on physics, chemistry, maths, and getting a good college. I was also of that sort only, and I went to college. So when you see people around so skilled, you get scared initially, right? Ki, Arey, what is happening? Didn't I do enough in my 11th and 12th? So like I had a chat with my seniors, and they told ki at least some part of coding is definitely essential. Yes, for clubs and departments also, as well as your future goals also. Now the thing happens, the major problem which happens when you join any college, clubs and departments try to recruit those people who know coding beforehand, right? Obviously, they would want to prefer a person who knows coding, who knows web development or app development beforehand
Who
only,
can
who
help
knows
them?
Python. Sorry?
Who can help them in building
Yes,
something?
of course, definitely. Yes, definitely. So even if I show 100% interest in them, ki nahi, I'll learn coding from scratch, they'll tell me ki go learn first coding and learn some skill, and then come back in the next semester or next year and try for this club. So yes, initially I was not able to get into clubs for these web development, app development, and all these things. So that like strike me in my heart ki yeah, I should have knowledge of something. Now, what my thing was ki I had to try and get into these, but so I started by myself only to learn all these things, and that way it all started. So
What was
yes,
the feeling
definitely.
that
One
time?
more thing I would like to mention.
What was the feeling that
Sorry, come
time?
again.
Okay. What was the feeling that time? Because you was in the bits planning and you was in the mindset that I'm going to crack the Google or Microsoft kind of company.
Yeah,
And in the very first year,
yeah,
you are not even cracked the club, college club. So
yeah.
it must be very disheartening.
Yeah, definitely it's disheartening. Obviously, one another guy with my same marks in BitSat or maybe less marks in BitSat is also coming to the college and doing well and getting into clubs. Design start like some people literally started designing from the first and second month itself. So it's actually disheartening. And let's say, the students in Bits Pilani are like, if you are interested in something, you will get an opportunity to do, and that applies to everything in your life. If you are interested, you will definitely find like-minded people and like-minded seniors also who will guide you. So yes, definitely that happened. Yeah, disheartening as well as motivating, I would say, just to push my limits and start preparing right from that time itself. So yeah, that's the thing.
So programming was in your first semester, first year curriculum, right?
Yeah.
Even though you
Yeah.
are from a core branch, and so was the classes was enough, or you also took some online course or online material to study that time to increase your skills
Yeah.
because you
So
you
yes.
want to also participate in the club and do build something, right?
Yes, yes. So yes, just I'll give some context regarding your question in BITS Pilani. So not only in BITS Pilani, in every college, I'll say there's a coding subject. In our college, it was computer named computer programming, right? So everybody has to learn that computer programming subject, irrespective of you are from coding CSE branch, you are from electronics, or from any branch, civil also, any branch, whether it is related to CS or not, you have to learn a programming subject. Now, what most of the people like who only studied physics, chemistry, maths in their 11 12 struggle in that course, because like there's a drastic shift directly from like physics, chemistry, maths to like coding and everything. They're not prepared and they're not in the state to like just directly go into the college and perform good in that subject, right? But again, one more thing I would like to mention: those who studied coding in their 11th and 12th definitely have an edge in that subject, right? Like you can see in their confidence, you can see in their code, in their algorithms they use, that they it has actually helped them learn uh, coding previously just before joining the college. So yeah, actually that's the
Because they
thing.
are
So
pretty
yes,
much
I had to
comfortable
take time.
with the programming. When you were learning the syntax, they were comfortable,
Uh,
even though they were not good, but they were at least comfortable with it.
Exactly. They were definitely comfortable, like in that programming. But yes, definitely, I had to, and like students like me who were not so comfortable, who were not so acquainted with the programming initially before they joined college, had to put in extra effort. Now, to put in extra effort, you will Google something, you will go to online sources, and as I mentioned previously, like Geeks for Geeks always was there. Like in our college, C programming in C was taught. So they start from the basics and go till in depth, like concepts like dynamic programming and everything, pointers and all. Students face a lot of difficulty in pointers and subjects like these, right? Now you want something like, uh, and teachers will also explain once in college. In college, it is not spoon feeded that they'll explain it to you again and again. But obviously, whenever you Google something, as I mentioned, you will get Geeks for Geeks. If you don't not understand by reading their lectures, and if you are like slightly doubtful like what happened, you'll get videos for that also, and you'll get solved examples in your videos. So that part was difficult, but definitely Geeks for Geeks made it much easier for me, as well as much easier for students like me who were facing a lot of difficulty in their initial stages of college and programming. So yes.
Guys, earlier we have a wonderful website which was helping millions of students, but now we have launched a specific YouTube channel to teach you. We have Java channel, we have C++ channel, we have practice channel. If you are at the level of the competitive programming, you should go and subscribe our Geeks for Geeks practice channel. Here you will learn dynamic programming, graph, problem solving skills, and everything related to company like Google, Microsoft, Uber, Amazon. All the question will be solved there, and you can take the live classes for free. So that's the best thing I think we are doing for the community.
Yes. Like everything that is available on YouTube and their platform is free mostly, right? The basics of everything is free. and someone who can teach you, who can like give you theory lectures, who can give you videos as well to explain, that is like something brilliant to have and very, very helpful to have while studying. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Viomesh just said.
Yes, even a student can ask their question in the live chat and we normally reply to those answers. So that's we think at that level we are doing really well. We are answering all the questions.
Yeah, yeah. I was just about to say that if mentors are able to answer students' queries also and the problems they face, it is any day a cherry on the cake. So that's the thing actually.
And one more benefit is that coding in the isolated environment is sometimes really boring. But if a mentor is coding in
Correct.
front of you on the YouTube and you are coding with him, and you are going to beat him because he is teaching everyone. So he has 1 hour to complete that code. And if you are learning fast, that means you will code it in 1 hour 30 minutes or so. But as soon as you will learn now, you will able to beat your mentor and you will complete that question in 30 minutes, and then you will realize that yeah, I have learned something, I am doing good with the mentor. So that is the beauty of this. Your mentor is your competitor, your mentor is your teacher. So that is the best thing with our Geeks for Geeks practice channel, right?
I can totally agree with that. Yes.
Because many students complain that we don't have a peer group, so we are providing you the peer group, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And yes, as you mentioned, coding is definitely boring when you learn it like individually. Whenever it is a group, there are multiple ideas you come across. People try to solve one problem in different ways. You also get to know ki for one in coding in my like office also I see there's a problem and there are opinions, and whenever you get multiple opinions and multiple solutions for a problem, you always present an optimized solution. So yeah, that's I can totally agree with what you said.
Okay, one thing stuck in my mind that you were not from computer science, you were from the computer science.
Yes.
So how you get the time to study computer science, coding, competitive coding, and computer science related subjects?
Absolutely. So one thing was, I had to do my electronic subjects, and as we all know, ki electrical and electronic branches actually quite hectic as compared to other branches as well. Like you have labs, you have theory lectures, you have tests regularly, you have projects regularly. So, but one thing was there ki whenever I started to gain interest, I had to find time, right? In college, what happens? There are a lot of distractions. Like you have to go to the clubs, you have to participate in their activities. Some activities, some projects in college are ever going on. They are like non-stop, one project after the other you are getting only. But yes, definitely, if you want to excel in something, you need to put extra efforts. And if you are willing to put extra efforts, you will definitely get people along. You'll find like-minded people to learn coding with. So yes, initially it was quite hectic because I had to take out time. I didn't know coding. I was not much comfortable with coding, but yes, I had to take out time from my normal semester things. And but what I did was I usually dedicated an hour or 1.5 hour daily, just as to solve some questions and gain some knowledge, so that 1 hour of my day is dedicated to coding and I'll get to learn something new. That was my motive. And I started solving problems in that 1 hour. Initially easy problems, then medium level problems. If I was stuck somewhere, there are editorials in Geeks for Geeks, right? So there were always my solutions to the problem. And one more thing, ki, initially you are not able to write optimized code. You won't expect on day one that you will be able to write optimized code and the most efficient code, right? Now there's a problem and I coded it in my way. Let's say I used two loops to solve that problem, two for loops I used to solve that problem. Now what happened ki when I saw that editorial given in Geeks for Geeks, there were multiple solutions which used only one loop. And that amazed me ki wow, like I thought for two loops and that was easy solution. But like as we all know, two loops increases the complexity of any problem. And when there is one loop and I can see that in one loop the problems can be solved, it amazed me obviously. And again, so I was quite impressed by the editorials given in Geeks for Geeks. So definitely from that point, my level grew from this to this when I solved problems, and then I read editorials and tried to solve and shape my thinking in that way. So that was the thing actually.
So, Supreet, second, one more thing I want to ask. In your college, internship starts from your second year, after your second year
Yes,
itself. Fine.
yes,
So, when did
yes.
you start your competitive programming journey? Because at the very first year, you doesn't know anything about the computer science, right? At
Absolutely,
the very first
absolutely,
year,
absolutely.
at the very first year, you didn't know anything about the programming, right? So, how did you learn it, and when did you start the competitive programming? Because you might be thinking in your first year or second year that I have to pursue my career in electrical. So there is
Yes,
also a dilemma in your mind. So when
absolutely,
did you
absolutely,
find out that I want to go in the software field, and
absolutely.
how did you decide it?
Yeah, thank you for this question. Actually, that is a very interesting story. I would say. So in the first year, what students does is like they try out fancy things. They don't think software or coding as a career perspective, right? I also was the same. Like I need to design websites. But yes, these are a skill. But these I won't say shape your career. They don't help in your career, right? They obviously help, but more of like placement oriented things I had to start. So yes, my after my second year, my internship was in L&T Mumbai, right? And usually our college suggests to do an internship in your same branch as you are. So I got an electrical based company. I had some electronics work. There I realized this is not my thing that I have to pursue as my career. Like when you get a hands on in something, their electrical, I had to design some circuits and I had some designing work, but you get from your heart after your second year that I don't think so this is the thing I have to pursue as my career, or I cannot do this thing for my entire life after I pass out college, right? So at that point of time, and yes, obviously I had started learning something in my first year, and I started doing something in my first year regarding coding and all. So I had interest in it. So I thought ki nahi, this is the time I have to start. This is the time perfect for me to start some code, to think about software industry as my career perspective. So that's how the journey began. And now again, things, whenever you decide something to start, there are infinite questions in your mind. Ki, how will I do it? My branch is not CSE. Will I be able to do it? Will I be able to manage? Won't it be hectic if I start doing that? So there are multiple questions in your mind, multiple, you get scared by that, right? Ki, yes, even if I decide, but will I be able to do it? But again, if you get right guidance, if you get right platform to learn about everything, uh, definitely the journey becomes easier, I would say. So that's how my journey for software engineer started actually.
So once you decided that you want to pursue your career in the software field, fine, after your
Yes,
second year. So
yes,
at that time, you need a particularly focused thing, matlab focused platform where you can learn everything, right?
absolutely,
Because if
absolutely,
it is not
absolutely,
focused, you will be diverted very easily. Am I right or not?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
at that
I
time,
would
you need
definitely.
guidance. At that time, you need perfect platform to learn everything at a same point. Because what happened in online, we have so many platforms, and the student get confused. Okay, मैंने एक कोड यहाँ से कर लिया, second यहाँ से कर लिया, third he will like, oh, I don't like it. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
problem. So
Definitely, definitely.
how did you decide that you want to continue that particular platform or more than one platform if you chose one?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as you mentioned, there are like hundreds of platforms are there online today, which will teach you coding, which will give you questions to practice. But again, like as a student, as a aspirant for like future good software company, you need a platform which starts from basics, which gives you everything that you need to start, then increases your level. If you are stuck somewhere, you can get video guidance, that sort of thing. Then again, like this is the journey when you start learning, when you improve, when you try competitive. Now apart from competitive coding, interviews are also important, right? You cannot just do competitive coding. You are like you gain 400, 500 points, like 1,000 points, but apart from that also you need to do subjects like you need to have a deep understanding of subjects like data structures, object oriented programming, and much more, right? So you need a platform there as well, just to like give you experiences, key what all you need to know before the interview, what all you need to do for an like cracking the interview, giving the see most people know everything, but most people don't know what to speak in the interview, right? So that's where you are judged by that key. In what I personally felt in Geeks for Geeks, like let's say in object oriented programming, there's a concept called method overloading, right? And the definition I read one few days before my placements for method overloading, I interviewer asked me same, and I gave almost a similar definition to for Geeks as I read, and he was actually impressed. Like my definition was crisp, my definition was to the point, and my definition was what he actually wanted to listen. So that is the major thing I saw in Geeks for Geeks, that everything is given in crisp and like well designed manner, so that you don't need to search for 10 other things, and you don't need to Google anything else when you are on Geeks for Geeks platform. Actually, you will get everything at one place. That's the best thing about Geeks for Geeks. Yes, there are hundreds of them available, but the well structured, well designed things are not there in other platforms, is what I feel.
Okay, so once you started your journey in competitive programming, you chose Geek for Geeks as a platform. So
Yes,
there are thousand questions on our Geek for Geeks platform, right? So
absolutely.
how did you started that? You know C++ or you know Java. That's how. Then after that, you chose certain number of questions, or you choose to go a particular direction, like कि नहीं ये वाले कोड ना Amazon में आए हुए हैं, so I should solve only Amazon, or I should solve only Google, or you first try to solve standard question or must do questions of Geek for
Yes,
Geeks.
yes. Obviously directly अगर मैं Amazon, Google या इन सारे questions पे if I would have shifted, तो मेरा confidence ही गिर जाता वहां पे, because obviously day one पे आप ये expect नहीं कर सकते कि आप इतने ज्यादा level के questions solve कर सकते हैं, right? तो definitely as my personal advice, and what I did was कि I started with initially I was very noob at coding, like very beginner at coding. So I started with 0 marks question only. Those are very like I guess those are placed in school category if I remember correctly. So I started with those questions. I tried like I picked up topics like as you start, you pick up arrays, you pick up linked list, you pick then queues, then stacks and all. So I started with arrays. I started with 0 marks question. Then as I gained confidence, I was able to write code in one go. I moved to 1 mark, then 2 marks, then 4 mark. That's how I increased my level and did all the topics that were there in Geeks for Geeks. The practice section in their website, like I would like to personally mention that every topic is given. In every topic, you get questions from beginner level to advanced level, and if you try to solve these, and obviously you are in that question tags, you are given that in which companies those questions were asked. So you also gain confidence ki, yes, this question was asked in Amazon and I was able to solve that question. So your confidence goes from this level to this level, that yes, now I am able to solve this question and I'll be able to crack those interviews. So that's how everything started.
So, guys, there are plenty of questions on every topic, from low level difficulty to very high level difficulty. So you can solve them. And you have now our YouTube Geek for Geek practice channel. We are solving those questions in front of you as well, daily 3 to 4 hours. So you can solve it with us as well. And first thing I would recommend, please solve must do coding questions. If you are starting your competitive programming, we have around 200 question set of must do coding. And once you solve those standard questions, then automatically ideas will come in your mind to how to solve particular question, how to what should be the approach. And approach matters a lot. Even though you are not able to solve all the questions, but you should able to build the approach. Am I right?
Definitely. So, just like to add something to your point, ki once you solve all these questions in practice time, these are for your practice questions. Like whenever you are learning in your third year or maybe the starting of your fourth year. But at the time of placements, I would say you don't get much time. You have 10-15 days to prepare, and you cannot do all the questions present, right? So these 200 questions for each subject, like each topic, arrays, linked list, you have 10, 15, 20 questions for each topic. And like those are the most standard and most important questions that would come in like most of the companies interviews, right? I also felt in most of the company interview, I was able to solve questions from these 200 sets question only. So uh, 200 companies questions for companies like Amazon, Google. That was the most beneficial thing I had in my last days of preparation. I had one set of 200 questions, and those questions were solved in multiple approaches as well, as Vyomesh mentioned. Like every question has a brute force solution, then you have n square solution, then you have on solution, and then you have even more optimized solution as well. So you get approaches for everything, and you are able to present your answer in such a way to the interviewer that he's also impressed. Wow, he also knows brute force. He also knows the optimized solution. So that is the best part of these 200 questions, and these are must do, I would say, before any interview and placement.
Okay. So once the placement starts, many students get confused how to revise everything, specifically theory subject. Fine.
Yes.
So how did you revise? What was your approach that time? Because for you, operating system, object oriented, all the theory subject were already new to you because you have it was
Absolutely,
not.
absolutely.
So once you have to complete them and then you have to revise them, that too very fast. So what was your
Absolutely.
approach?
Absolutely. So what my thing was ki, for every for cracking a company, you have a coding round first, then you have 3 or 4 rounds of interview. Right? For coding and all, these 200 questions are like last 7 days, do these 200 questions. That's it. For coding round, this is the thing. But for interview, you should be well aware of all the algorithms, like basic algorithms also, like merge sort, quick sort, or anything like that, right? And for that, these are concepts from data structures. Now, apart from data structures, you are also asked object-oriented programming, operating system. Now, at that time, you need something crisp and something to the point. So I would like to recommend like last minute notes are there for these subjects on Geeks for Geeks. Now, you might be wondering what last minute notes would have, like, would it be sufficient, or you need anything else apart from that also? I would say that is just the perfect thing you need before an interview, right? You have every topic that is important listed. You have every subtopic in that topic that is important and listed. If you want to read more, there are links where you can get directed and you can read more about that. So last minute notes, and I would say object oriented programming in Java. There's a link for that. That is the perfect thing I used and cracked the interview. So I would like to recommend everyone to use these notes at the last few days of your preparation.
One thing I want you to share, it's not about Geek for Geeks, it's about you. How,
Yes,
because you were not selected in your very first company in the college. So
absolutely,
how did you
absolutely.
manage the failure? Because that's 3 4 week or 1 month, 2 months are not very means students are in very pressurized situation. They were like
Definitely,
they are
definitely.
in boiling container and about to be boom. So what
Absolutely,
happened to
absolutely.
you? How did you manage the failure?
I totally agree with that. Like last 7 days, or in fact, the placement season is going on. First company that comes is always an eye opener for you. Like all your preparation and everything, like you face the reality that time. Ki actually, what you have prepared and what is asked, is it relevant? Yes, obviously you try, and because you are well aware of the concepts, you try. But again, your first company, always it happens that you are not able to think of the brute force approach as well at that time. Now what happens ki that time, not getting disheartened is important, because the thing is ki companies come up for interviews line by line, one after the other companies are lined up, and if you get demotivated, if you get disheartened with your first failure, obviously it would be very difficult for you to rise and do your best. All I would say is just to believe in yourself, your preparation, because like you have studied everything, you got the right platforms to study, you covered everything. Just the belief in yourself is important. Like you need to trust yourself. All right, it's okay. I was not able to do well in my first company, but I know stuff. I have done enough practice. I have revised every concept. not this, some other company I will be able to crack. Like, this is something I would just suggest. Like, in my 11th and 12th, my one of my faculty in my coaching used to motivate me like कि की फरक पैंदा यारो चंद्रमुखी हो या पारो, right? So that was a motivation for me that okay, failures happen, failures are a part of life, but you need to trust yourself, you need to believe yourself, you need to stay in touch with right people. Like, that is more important. Like, people who demotivate you, people who take away from your goals, you should stay away from them at that time, because it is your career, and like, this is the most important part of your life, that getting a good job from college, getting your dream company is actually very important. So staying with the right people is the most important thing.
One more thing I want to mention, guys, regarding the placement. Uh, if it is not like your JEE exam that happens only once in a year. In whole year, there will be plenty of company, around 100 of companies in your college. If there are no company even in the college, there are 100 of companies are hiring off campus. And getting hired in the first company is not your target. Getting hired before completion of college is your target. Fine, you know that, because you can start your journey after your engineering only. So even if you face 1, 2, 20, 50 company, that does not matter. You need to crack only one company, right? So you should target that there is one company, I'm going to crack that. So you should believe in yourself. And if you have the basic concept now, if you have solved the must do 200 questions, fine. Even though you are not very good in the competitive programming, still trust me, you will able to crack at least one decent product based company which will provide you at least 12 to 14 lakh. Trust me. And there are 300 days around, and in 300 days you will crack a company. So that should be believe in yourself, right? Am I right or wrong?
Definitely, definitely. And just one more thing I want to add in your what you all suggested. Like, you always have one more thing, best thing in Geeks for Geeks. You have interview experience from multiple people, right? Every company has a different set of questions. So the thing is, just small example I'll give. A company like Uber, whenever it will come, it has, like, in the Uber app, all the algorithms are designed on the base structure of graphs, I would say, like finding the best route for that person. Just a small example. So Uber will try to ask questions related to their domain, like graphs and all, right? So you have prepared in a generic way, but whenever you will see the experiences of other people which are listed on Geeks for Geeks, like every company, you search for a company and you will get interview experience on Geeks for Geeks, right? So you read about that, you get to know which type of question this company asks and what all they do. So you'll get a fair idea what to expect. Like, knowing beforehand what you will expect in the interview would boost your confidence like anything. So that is the
Yes.
thing actually. So if you are at the last moment, most of the time you are not able to know what should I study, should I study this, should I study that, should I do this. If you are not able to think what to study, just go through the interview experience of multiple people which are listed in Geeks for Geeks. So that would help,
Yes.
definitely help you a lot.
Every company has their own criteria, their own kind of set of question based on what technology they are working on. Like Uber usually provide the question based on the graph. Oracle provide the mainly question based on the tree, right? So
Absolutely,
these
absolutely.
kind of questions happen, and you should read the experience, you should read some questions. If you have solved must do 200 questions, or you have done enough coding questions, just at least read those questions and think. Your thinking will be changed, because now you are going to think only of those concepts which matters a lot in that interview. Otherwise, there are hundred of concepts, hundred of practice question in your mind. And the thing is, only thing matters, your knowledge need to be translated in the interview. Many times we know the answer, but we are not able to communicate that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And to solve your this problem, there is one solution we have come up. we are having mock interview for the product based company on our channel. You can see on every week we are taking 2 or 3 mock interview for the students for the particular company like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Fine. Our mentor taking your interview based on competitive programming, DSA, object oriented programming, right? So based on if you are prepared now, apply for the mock interview, participate in that, and if you get the chance, you will have the first and interview experience before even entering the placement session. So it will be the eye opener 1 or 2 months in the advance.
Definitely,
So
I'll definitely agree with you.
because mock interview matters a lot nowadays.
Absolutely. Like actual interview experience is way different than what you expect. Like you have studied everything, but in the interview, a sudden pressure is there. Like just to deliver everything what you know, and just to speak the right things at the right time is important, is I would suggest. And if you like gain experience in mock interviews, you'll also get to know from the interview ki where you were wrong, what should you have said apart from this, how crisply you should have said, like apart from saying all the theory and all everything, how in crisp manner. So you'll get feedback also in that. So actually that is important and will help you a lot in interviews, in the main interviews. So definitely do give a shot to the mock interviews.
So at the end, I want you to again tell you that we are going to have a contest on 7th of August for all the students from 9 to 12. They can participate in that contest and we will select top 20 students and provide them free classes for programming and data structure. And it will create a great environment for you. You will learn from the best and you will be totally ready for the college. Fine. Even I would suggest if our mentor is teaching you, you will be as good as a college student.
Absolutely.
So please, guys, do participate. Link in the description. And thank you, Supreet. Thank you very much. And first of all, congrats for PayPal. It's a great
Thank you.
company.
Thank you so much. At the end, I would also like to mention, like, if you guys are in 11th or 12th and would like to like get tricks and everything, know about JE mains and BitSat, everything you need to prepare, you can also go and check out our channel named 10Q Challenge. So just from this platform, I would like to mention that.
Yes, guys, I have seen his channel. Thank you. And he provide the JE classes for free. That's really amazing thing on YouTube. And that's too for free. And it's mostly in Hindi. So you can learn from your mother tongue. And that's quite good, I think, because most of the
Absolutely.
time the students feel very scared than I do not understand the English. I do not, because in Hindi, things easily comes in our mind.
Absolutely. And one more thing, ki, if someone has just graduated from a good college, students also have a confidence in whoever who is teaching. Ki, if Bhaiya was able to crack, why can't I? So that is the feeling which is most important at the time of 11th and 12th. So you can go check out all the short tricks, all the video lectures, everything about BitSat and JEE Mains you can find on our channel. So yes.
So guys, for JE and BitSat, please subscribe 10Q channel. And for the practice for the competitive programming, please subscribe our Geeks for Geeks practice YouTube channel. So thank you guys. Thank you, Supreet. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Viomesh. Thank you for having me here. It was great talking to you. Thank you so much.
I feel the same.
Great.